Okay, so hi everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. If you could confirm with me on the chat that you can hear me and see us, that will be perfect. Um, okay, so my name is Carla, and on behalf of the student world, I welcome you to this webinar, Study in France at an Affordable Cost. We have an amazing institution joining us today. It's Burgundy School of Business. So you will hear everything about them in just a minute. I will just explain very briefly with you how this would work. And thank you, Christy, for confirming that you are hearing me well. Okay, guys. So in the chat, you can let us know which city are you watching us from, which country, what time is it there, just to get to know you better. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, you can go to the second window of your tab, the one that is called questions. There, I will be tracking all the questions during the presentation to have the Q&A session at the end with you. And perfect. Okay, 6 p.m. Way better than me. I'm in Mexico City, and for me it's 4 a.m. So this is very extreme, but I'm super excited to be here with you from Philippines. Perfect. Cameras open. No, not necessary. No worries. You can be in your pajamas or whatever. Don't worry about that. So it's totally fine. Okay, guys. So now let me introduce you to our presenter for today. Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Excited to be here?
Very excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us, Carla. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Very grateful for your time. Very grateful to be able to reach out to everyone and give you a bit of an introduction into BSB, Burgundy School of Business. I will be giving you a brief introduction following a PowerPoint presentation that we've put together, just giving you an overview of the location, of the courses that we offer, of France in general, and how studying with us here at BSB can really be an advantage for you and help boost your career. So yeah, thanks very much. I hope everyone is well. And of course, if you have any questions, we'll leave time at the end for a Q&A that Carla will help me with. Feel free to fire any questions into the chat, and we'll either come to them during the presentation or come to them at the end.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patrick. Okay, guys. So I see lots of countries here. That is super cool. Just so you know, if the chat gets too crazy and you are like, oh no, the notification sound is very annoying, you can mute that. Just have to click on the little bell that is right on the top of the chat tab, and that is it. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to show you a short video about BSB so you can get super excited about it. And let's watch that, and then we'll begin with the presentation.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm in the first year of my master's degree at BSB. Why don't I show you around the campus? 2 minutes on the clock, let's go. It's been completely rethought and built around the student experience. Welcome to the Lounge, our social hotspot that's always buzzing during breaks and for all our events, like welcome parties and student campaigns. If you need to focus, the Learning Centre is the place to be. It's the nicest place in the school, bright and calm. It's perfect for studying, learning languages in the Kaizen room, or working on group projects. Here, you will also meet with your personal coach to work on your career project, your resume, and your internship. If you feel the need to disconnect, head to the Zen room and zone out for a while. Now come on, let's go up a level. Here is the House of Finance, equipped with Bloomberg technology. And one of our classrooms. We have classes in small groups to allow more interaction with the teacher. Our lecture halls, well, they're reserved for conferences with some of the very best French and international speakers. What about a short break in our green park? It's the perfect place to have lunch in the sun, relax with friends, and study while tanning. It's the good life in Dijon. Off we go again. I'm taking you to the legendary School of Wine and Spirits Business, where Burgundy's vineyards reveal their secrets for success. And this is The Hub, a place to meet and talk with BSB staff who will guide and help you with all your administrative needs. Are you a sports fan? Do you need to let off steam between classes? Then you'll love our fully equipped gym, open 7 days a week. And for those of you with an artistic spirit, we even have a dance room and music studio. Welcome to our student club headquarters, where BSB's 25 student clubs prepare events throughout the year to enrich your student life. This is our kitchen. Just like home, have lunch and chill out with friends. To end our tour, join me in the entrepreneurial garden, where we plant genius ideas and grow company spirit. And voila, you've seen it all. So if you're looking for a great place to work in the heart of a vibrant and lively city, a welcoming campus where you can have a unique student experience, then Dijon, here in France, is the place to be. Come and join us soon. It's even better in real life.
Perfect. So now let's begin with the presentation, and the stage is all yours, Patrick.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Carla. Yeah, so like I said before, I just wanted to thank everyone for being present today. I know it's been a difficult couple of years for everyone globally. My name is Patrick Harris. I am part of the International Student Development team here at BSB. We have a very experienced team in place, specifically in place to help you guys, prospective international students, with applications, to give you all the information that that you need really to make the right decision about your course, and to potentially join us for a business and management based degree here in Dijon. So yeah, I mean, personally, I have a lot of experience in international education. I've spent a lot of time traveling the world, promoting programs to international students, helping with international student applications. So you're in good hands. If you have any questions regarding your future degrees at BSB in France, or studying abroad in general, then now's your opportunity to pick my brain. So yeah, I'll launch into the PowerPoint presentation for you. I wanted to start with a video just to showcase the campus. I know we're obviously very far away from each other, so I thought it would be nice just to start with that video to help you visualize the space, and all the benefits and all the facilities that you will benefit from if and when you decide to come and join us at BSB. Okay, 2 seconds. So as you saw in the video, we have extensive facilities. So BSB is a part of what they call a grande école in France. Now a grande école is really the creme de la creme of business schools. So internally in France, a lot of French students aspire to attend a grande école. Indeed, they need to carry out quite extensive sort of tests, quite competitive tests, in order to gain a place. So we form part of this prestigious elite group of grande école here in France, and we are really pioneers in terms of bringing the international to our program. So we're very proud of the fact that 25% of our students are international, from all over the world. So 1 in 4 students are indeed from another country. We're lucky to be able to boast more than 70 different nationalities on campus. So although you will be benefiting from a very prestigious French business school, European business school education, it's also a mini universe of sorts. So you will be meeting with people from all over the world with a variety of different backgrounds, all part of really enriching this experience for you. So if we look at France specifically, I'm not sure how many of you have been to France or know very much about France. We're based really in the heart of Europe. That's part of the appeal of the location as well. France is in fact the 7th largest economy in the world. So of course, the most famous business schools globally are probably in the Anglo-Saxon world. However, if we look beyond the English-speaking world, France really is #1 in terms of business schools. So it's a great choice for you, both for the sort of prestige of the business school, but also in terms of how much you will enrich yourself from France itself. We indeed over 30 French companies are feature in the top 500 ranking companies in the world. So this is testament really to the caliber and the quality of the institutions that we're lucky enough to have here in France, and BSB being one of them. So if we look to the location for now, our main campus is located in Dijon. So you'll see here from the map, we are roughly equidistant between Paris, of course, the capital of France, and Lyon, the second biggest city in France. So you're looking at just over an hour travel to get from Dijon, where our main campus is, to Paris and to Lyon. So this is great for a couple of reasons. It means Dijon is a medium-sized city, so it's not as crazy, not as expensive as the world of Paris. However, very close to these cosmopolitan hubs, if it is, the cultural and diversity and the variety that you're looking for. But we are small enough to also be able to offer a boutique and personalized experience to any student who comes to join us. So Dijon, you don't have to spend hours traveling like you might have to do in London or in Paris. On the underground, you can really walk around everywhere. You can cycle, you can walk. It's a very enjoyable experience to live in Dijon, and indeed you'll see from the location here, we're very close to the rest of Europe. Definitely an advantage both in terms of your career, so looking forwards after your studies, and in terms of just being able to travel. If you enjoy skiing, you have the Alps on your doorstep. You have access to a whole host of cultural and artistic sites, that obviously obviously differ depending on which country you visit in Europe. So really the location is great. Access to cosmopolitan hubs, but also access to the wilderness, to the freedom, and to the diversity of Europe. In terms of BSB, like I said, our main campus is in Dijon. We also have 2 other campuses, so one in Lyon and one in Paris. So most of the business and management related degrees would take place in Dijon. However, depending on your speciality, depending on the electives that you choose throughout the course of your studies, they may take you either to Paris or to Lyon, or you may remain in Dijon. So that's a selection that you can make right there, depending on what you're looking for out of the experience. So yeah, back to Dijon. Dijon is the capital of the region of Burgundy. I'm not sure whether any of you have heard of Burgundy. It's steeped in a very colorful and interesting history. It's really one of the most important wine regions of the world. It's certainly renowned throughout France and Europe and globally, as being the heart and the pinnacle of wine, but also of food, gastronomy. You may have heard of Dijon mustard, has been made famous all over the world. Indeed, Dijon was the birthplace of the recipe of Dijon mustard. However, Dijon mustard, the one that you see in the supermarket, is no longer manufactured in Dijon, because it's obviously grown as a brand to mammoth proportions. But all this to say that there's really a very, very rich heritage of food and wine production in the region of Burgundy and in Dijon in particular. And that's something that we've been able to offer our students by way really of a bonus. You know, when you immerse yourself in BSB by choosing one of our courses, you will have all of this rich wine and gastronomy culture at your doorstep. As I mentioned before, Dijon is very safe, smaller than some of the big cosmopolitan hubs where you perhaps feel just like a number amongst the masses. Dijon and BSB is not like that at all. So because it's a smaller place, it's super safe. You can walk around everywhere, and at BSB you're not just a number. So because we're a slightly smaller campus compared to some of the huge business schools that exist in other European capitals, we're really able to focus on the individual journey of the student, and we're able to hone in on you during the application process and sit down with you and tailor make a program that suits you and your needs and your ambitions and your aspirations. Okay, yeah, so here you can see some pictures of the historical center of Dijon. As you can see, very beautiful, yeah, very sort of typical historical European middle-sized city. A lot of green spaces and really just a very enjoyable place to live and study. So yeah, we find that students that come from outside France tend to completely fall in love with Dijon. The location is definitely one of the positives. Yeah, so I sort of touched upon this before. We also have a campus in Lyon. Anything that is, if you choose any electives that are sort of digital technology based, we have one artificial intelligence program. Anything that's sort of tech based or sustainable industries based, all of those pioneering electives and courses will take place at the Lyon campus. Lyon is, as I mentioned, one of it's France's second largest city, so it's very rich and very diverse and different to Dijon. So really you have by applying to one of our courses at BSB, you're not tied into one or the other. You can shape your experience depending on whether you're looking for that cosmopolitan city, fast-paced existence, or whether you want to really enjoy the history and the food and wine and the open green spaces that exist in Dijon. So the great thing is that you have the best of both worlds, and you can choose exactly what path suits you best. Of course, being a big metropolitan hub, Lyon and Paris have a huge amount of job opportunities, and so although our main campus is based in Dijon, all of our students have access to the networking opportunities in both Paris and Lyon and many other cities across Europe. So it's one thing that BSB really prides itself on is we are not just providing courses for you. We are helping you carve out the path to your future. And so throughout the course of your studies, we have lots and lots of options, networking opportunities for you to meet people in the industry, and internship and work placement. So we really try to go one step further than just the classroom, and create opportunities that essentially will help shape your career and the rest of your life. So we're lucky with the location and with the extensive network that the faculties at BSB open up for you. So yeah, if we are looking at rankings and sort of seals of quality, of course these are very important. Now we're very proud at BSB to have a double accreditation, so both the AACSB and EQUIS, hugely globally recognized international seals of quality. So we are accredited by both. BSB, although as I mentioned, we are perhaps a more boutique size of business school compared to some of the mega schools that exist in other big cities across Europe. We're smaller, we're more boutique, we're more personalized really, and bespoke programs, but we still remain in the top 1% of business schools in the world. So really in terms of rankings, we're doing really very well. Considering there are over 300 business schools throughout the whole of France, and we're in that top 1% throughout the world, we're doing really very well. Indeed, we were featured in the Financial Times top 100 for 4 years in a row. So yeah, just the point that I'm trying to make is that BSB is boutique, small, but very good at what we do. You know, so if you're looking for an experience that's a bespoke experience that's going to be of super high quality and specialized for you, then BSB is definitely the place to look into. Okay, I'll move on from here. I touched upon this before. So the Grande École system here in France. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with it, but really it's an elite group of business schools. It's really very difficult to become a part of them. Many of them have been around for a very long time. Indeed, BSB was founded in 1899. So we're one of the oldest here in France, but we're also one of the pioneers in terms of bringing international students, opening our doors to this globalized world that we live in, and in terms of bringing modern facilities to our campus as well. So a lot of these grandes écoles in France are very prestigious, but very old school in their thinking, in the way that they carry out their curricula, the way that their teaching methods. And BSB is not like that at all. BSB is like a modern grande école, a grande école made for the modern world in an international age, really. This slide, just shows that only 2% of international students in France study at a grande école. So if you are accepted to join us on one of our courses at BSB, then you will be joining that elite, and I think you'll find that will play out, in a very positive way throughout your studies and as your career unfolds thereafter. It's very well recognized, and not everybody has the opportunity to do that. So I wanted to talk briefly about the career booster. I've touched upon this. So as I mentioned, we are not just offering programs to you. We are not just filling your time in the classroom. We're not just here to help you pass your exams. Once you join us at BSB, you become part of our family, part of our network, and we want to do everything that we can to allow you to succeed throughout the course of your studies, of course, but also thereafter. So here at BSB, there really is a massive push to look at the bigger picture, to take a step back and think, okay, I want to pass my exams, but I also want to do this in the future. I have career ambitions to head in this directions. I want to land a job in Luxembourg working for a bank. All of this can be explored through our Career Booster program, which from the outset we really push and we really promote. So you have access to no less than 7 coaches helping you in a variety of different languages. Now you can schedule meetings with them from the moment you arrive in BSB, even before you arrive, and even after you graduate. The objective is just to talk through your career plans, to talk through what you would like to do with your degree, whether you would like to go from an undergrad into a master's program, whether you want to venture into a very high-ranking position in the wine and spirits industry, whether you want to stay in France, whether you want to travel in Europe, whether you want to take this specialist learning that you've achieved and bring it back to your home country. So we have dedicated career specialists on site, really to help you with that. There are over 3,000 hours of personalized coaching. So this is integrated into the studies that you will be doing. And we have over the years, we've been able to build up very strong connections with a variety of internship providers, placement providers, and very well established companies across the world who are ready and waiting to give BSB students, graduates, priority in the job marketplace, which, as we know, is very competitive. Yeah, you'll be joining, as I mentioned, you'll be joining our family. We have over 17,000 alumni who have traveled from Dijon, from Lyon, from Paris, and dispersed all over the planet. We work very hard to maintain those relationships. And through our huge network of graduates, we've been able to build fantastic connections with some of the most competitive industries and companies in the world. So yeah, know that when you join us, we will help you grow and learn, but we will also help you carve out the next step in your life path, in your career path. So we're not just here for the short term. We're here for the long term. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so we offer a variety of different courses here at BSB, depending on what stage you're at, of course, in your studies. I don't have time to go into all of them in detail during this presentation. I just really wanted to give you a bit of an overview. But essentially, we offer this is the undergrad option that is hugely popular, hugely well known in France. Indeed, if you've done any research, you'll realize that this bachelor in management is very, very well recognized, looks great on a CV, and has a very high enrollment rate worldwide. So the undergrad, the bachelor, is a 3-year program. I believe where you guys are tuning in from, you can correct me if I'm wrong, of course. An undergrad program is usually 4 years. So in that sense, you'll be saving yourself a year right there and then. And we Yeah, and we I touched upon this before as well. The really the something that is super important to us is to offer a personalized and boutique experience. So we don't want you to enter a classroom and where it be full to the brim of 200, 300 students, and your voice is not heard, and perhaps you don't you don't have the courage to speak up or ask a question. We keep class sizes really to a very, very small minimum, and that's something that business schools across Europe normally cannot do, because we're smaller, and we're a macro business school of sorts. We manage to keep our class sizes to 35, 40 max, and that way you really feel like you have a voice in the lecture theatre, in the classroom. You know, professors will know you by name, will stop and speak to you on campus. You can ask them questions, you can challenge them, and we feel like that environment where each individual student is really it's really valued and made to feel important and empowered to speak up, is where each individual student will thrive, and really achieve the maximum success throughout the course of their studies. Important to note, we are also one of the few business schools here in France where all of our courses are taught in English. So don't worry, you don't have to be fluent in French in order to join us for one of our courses. We have basically almost all of our courses are 100% taught in English. However, you don't have to worry. We offer free French classes for any student who joins us. Therefore, you know, in terms of day to day, going around, eating out in restaurants, if you want to go and explore France, you will be able to learn the basics in French, or to improve on that basic knowledge of French that you perhaps already have. Anyway, so the Bachelor in Management, hugely prestigious, very popular 3-year course, and this would be for students who are coming out of high school, essentially. In order to apply, you would need to have a high school degree. It's a very simple application process that I will go into later. And really, it gives you a global view, this undergrad, of business management, in a business environment sense. So it gives you a very generic business management background degree that you can then apply to whichever career you decide to embark on. Yeah. So in as part of this undergraduate program, of course, in your 3rd year, you would be, by that stage, you've learned the basics. You've been given a generic overview of sort of the business landscape. You probably have an idea of which direction you want to head in terms of career, in terms of post study options. So in your 3rd year, we ask you to specialize. So at that point, you can sit down with our careers advising team, or you can think about it yourself, and you can decide which specialism you would like to branch off into. Now, as you can see, this can range from, it's very varied. So you can go into wine tourism, of course, being in the heart of Burgundy, in the heart of wine making France. It's a very good environment to kickstart a career in the wine industry. Indeed, being in this very prestigious wine region in France, we have access to the most amazing facilities, from vineyards to wine cellars to import export and wine business experts, and we really try to make the most of that. If wine is not your thing, you can head into luxury marketing, digital management, international business management if you want to take it globally. So your 3rd year really is when you will be deciding what specialty branch you want to head off into. And depending on your specialization, you will either remain in the campus in Dijon or go off to Lyon. So yeah, and then the campus in Paris that we will be opening soon will also carry specializations there. We also, something that is usually quite appealing to students in general is the option to study abroad. Now you can study abroad for just a semester if you want an introduction to life in a different country, another European country or further afield, or you can study abroad for a whole entire year. Now this is included in the cost of the course. We have been able to build up very good connections with other universities, other institutions, other business schools throughout the world. So if studying abroad for either a semester or a year is something that you think would benefit you, there are lots and lots of options to sit through and choose from. So that's just another added advantage of studying with us at BSB. Now, of course, if you've already done an undergraduate program in your home country, then a good option for you would be to come and join us for one of the masters. Now, a master's would be normally would be a 2-year program. Something that I quickly want to mention, if anyone who's listening today has business related degree, undergraduate degree, so if they are, say, currently studying a business or management related undergraduate degree, we would allow you to, we would basically count your last year on your undergraduate degree as the first year of our master's degree. So we would allow you for related studies, we would allow you to join us and do the master's for 1 year. This could be quite interesting if anyone's in that situation, because it means that by joining us at BSB for just 1 year from a related undergraduate degree in your home country, we would give you the diploma that normally takes place over 2 years. And we also have the option to offer a double diploma. So in your so you would receive the master's diploma and an additional diploma in whichever specialization you choose. This is something that that looks very good on a CV, and it allows you to fast track your studies and perhaps enter the world of work quicker than you anticipated. I'm going to move on because I'm realizing that we're relatively short on time. Yeah, I mean, the much like the undergraduate degree, the master's takes place over 2 years. It's much more in depth. So it's about specializing in those business branches, right? So in your second year, again, you would choose your specialization. So anything from finance, accounting, auditing, consultancy, through to general marketing in a business environment. If you're more interested by the world of startups, and you can choose the entrepreneurship and innovation elective, which is perhaps more suited to tech companies and just newer industries in general. The way that the world is heading means that, as I'm sure you all know, there are a lot of smaller companies, people starting their own companies. That kind of that path is gaining a lot of traction and is quite appealing, I think, to young people these days. So we want to make sure that that you have all of these options available to you, together with, of course, the wine management route, if that floats your boat. This was the 1 year specialized graduate program that I was talking about earlier. I'm just going to move on. If you have specific questions about courses that are mentioned, don't worry. I'm going to contact everyone who's here today following the webinar. I'm going to give you my email address, my contact details, and we can discuss in more detail individual courses and individual cases. As I mentioned before, there are options. There are lots of options to gain a double degree here at BSB. Now, as I'm sure you know, to graduate from a prestigious business school with a double degree really is of huge value, right, in the marketplace out there. So, for example, if you did our undergraduate program and you chose to do 1 year abroad at a partner university, you would receive a double diploma. So you would receive the diploma from BSB and from the partner institution university abroad. So as I'm sure you can imagine, this looks very good in terms of your CV, and it's also invaluable experience and perspective from different institutions from different countries. So you're and this is all included in your one application to BSB. So we pride ourselves on being able to offer over 60 double diplomas within our university, and then 11 internal double diplomas. Okay, I'm going to move on now. This is the exciting bit. So we have a faculty here, very popular and very prestigious. So one of the faculties at BSB is the School of Wine and Spirits Business. Of course, being here in the heart of Burgundy, we're very well placed to be able to offer these courses. We have specialists from all different sides of this industry who congregate in the wine and spirits business faculty to really give you an insight into what it would be like to launch yourself into a career in wine. We are number one in France on this front, although there are a number of famous wine regions in France. None of them rival the expertise that we have been able to gather in the faculty, in the wine and spirits business faculty on campus. So if you're interested in wine, if you're looking to launch yourself into a career, then one of our courses pertaining to the wine and spirits business could potentially be for you. As with all the other courses that we offer, there are lots and lots of trips and networking opportunities outside the classroom. So although you'll be learning all about the history and the tradition behind vineyards and wine and cultivation and the business aspect, we will also take you to Germany. We will take you to the region of Champagne. We will bring in viticulteurs to have you taste really the very best wines in the region and help you become an expert in that field. So that's something that is very popular. And that Dijon is extremely well placed to offer a career in that field. These are the options. I'll go over this quite quickly as well, but you have lots of options here, from an MBA in the wine and spirits business to a Master of Science in Wine Management. Then we have one of the courses that you would require French in order to gain access to is the Commerce International des Vins et Spiritueux. Then you have a sustainable wine tourism and gastronomy, more generic degree, and a wine tourism specialization. So that's basically like an undergrad in management, but specifically relating to wine. So they're quite interesting options for you, for anyone that has an interest in wine or in that aspect. I'll move on for now because I am aware of time and I'm sure you have questions. Yeah, these are some of our students at a wine networking event, and these are some of the beautiful vineyards that exist all over the region in Burgundy that you will be able to benefit from. So yeah, this is definitely one of our most popular options here at BSB, and one to think about if you think you might want to launch yourself into a career in the wine business. Okay, so you saw, you had a quick tour of the campus. In the video, there were no students there. I think they evacuated all the students just to allow you to see the facilities of the campus in a bit more detail. One very important aspect, our campus in Dijon is slap bang in the center of the city. Now, this doesn't usually happen. We usually with grande école or business schools or universities in general, certainly in France, and I know throughout the rest of Europe, usually the campuses are quite far outside the city. Now, this is so that they can have a bit more space to welcome students, so that they can potentially have accommodation on site. With BSB, our campus is extremely modern, and it's right in the city center, literally a 1 minute walk from the city center of Dijon. Now, this means that we don't actually offer accommodation on site, on campus. I can see that somebody's asked for about accommodation in the chat. We don't offer specific student accommodation on campus, however, but that's because our campus is in the city centre. Almost all of our students decide that they want to look for their own accommodation in the city centre. There are lots and lots of options, and very, very affordable, much more so than Paris, for example. We do we have some student specific accommodation options, again not directly on campus but in the city centre, and we of course are on hand to help assist you with any of those needs. It may be that you want a studio flat and you want to live the French dream with your own little studio appartement. It may be that you want to live with 5 other students. There are a whole range of options available to you in Dijon. In terms of the facilities that we offer, really you have everything that you need on campus. So we have a fully equipped gym, a dance studio, we have a Zen room if you need to go and take a moment and do some meditation and just be quiet with your thoughts. We have an entrepreneurial garden where we host lots of events and young people exchange ideas about their plans for the future. We have a large-scale student lounge and lots of green spaces around campus. And the main thing to remember that I've mentioned before is that the BSB campus is really very, very modern. It will be, you will feel like you're walking into a campus in Silicon Valley. It won't feel like one of those old school business schools that perhaps exist elsewhere in France. Now, the campus being in the city centre means that you have access to the city transport system, which is very convenient, very well developed, and of course access to everything that Dijon has to offer, from shopping to restaurants to museums. So that's something that students really, really enjoy when they join us. Again, these are some of the spaces that I mentioned before. Very bright, very modern, very conducive to studying and learning, and yeah, we hope that you're able to join us and experience it for yourself. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to touch on the application process. It's very simple. Like I said, I form part of the international admissions team. So my job is to help you apply for BSB if and when you decide to. So please don't hesitate to reach out. That's my job, together with the rest of my colleagues. We've made it as simple as we can for you, but we're really happy to walk you through the process every step of the way. So you can phone me. I'll tell you exactly what you need to send me. We can be in touch by email, by WhatsApp. The application process is really very simple. So we would ask you to fill out an application form. That would be step 1. You would send us your academic transcripts, of course, if whether it's from high school or from your undergrad degree, depending on what you're applying for. And then the next stage would be an interview. So we would send you some questions, you would record yourself. It's kind of like writing a motivational letter, but we would ask you to do it in interview form. We find that it's a bit more personable, and it allows us to get to know you as an individual a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Just briefly, these are the rest of the team that I work with. Of course, our director is called Michelangelo. He's half French, half Italian. He has a wealth of experience in international education. I myself am from Scotland. But I'm also half French. We have a very international team who speak a variety of different languages. We speak 8 languages between us. We are available 24/7 to assist you, to give you information about what we can offer you at BSB, how you can fit into our programs, and so yeah, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm going to write my email here in the chat. So if any of you want to follow up with further questions, feel free to email me. I'm available and I'm here. And then yeah, if I haven't talked for too long, perhaps we have some time for a few questions at the end. I'll check with Carla. But I wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a difficult time for everyone globally, and so I'm just grateful for your presence. I'm grateful to be able to give you an overview of what we offer, and indeed, if it is of interest and you'd like to get in touch, please don't hesitate. That's what I'm here for. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patrick, for all this information. I'm sure the students are super happy with it. Okay, so we have a few questions.
Okay.
Most of them were posted before you talked about it on the presentation, so we already covered them. If they
Okay.
repeat a lot, I will ask you to go through that again.
Okay.
But here someone is asking, if you already have a master's degree but you wish to pursue another one, is it okay to do it here on BSB?
Yeah, of course. Definitely. You can never have enough master's degrees under your belt, I would say. And yeah, that's 100%. We would welcome an application from you, whoever that is. In order to apply for one of them, the masters, the minimum requirement would be an undergrad degree. However, if you already have a master's, then you obviously already have done an undergrad degree, so that's completely fine. We would be more than happy to consider an application from a master's graduate who wants to specialize in a different master's. So yeah, fire away, apply away.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Here, someone is also asking if I'm an accountant. Well, if my course is a BA on accounting, am I still allowed to study in BSB?
If you're sorry, so if the undergrad degree is in accounting,
Yes.
yeah, of course. We don't discriminate. We consider all applications. So yeah, 100%. I mean, then of course it would depend on your grades. We would, as part of the application process, we would look at academic records. However, yeah, accounting is a very strong base subject. Indeed, it's one that's covered in our specializations at BSB. So yeah, 100%. We would consider an application from you. So please don't hesitate.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We already talked about accommodations on the last part of the presentation, but if somebody has any extra doubts about that, please share with me so I can share with Patrick. Here, do you have any scholarship programs?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Actually, that's an important point. We offer a variety of scholarship options so every month, in fact, we the school shortlists any scholarship applicants, and we offer them on a monthly basis. The process would be, you would apply in the normal way as a normal student, and as soon as your application is completed, then you have access to a variety of scholarship options. So the process would be apply as normal, and then the scholarship options will be made available to you, and you can apply for scholarships based on what it is you're looking for. Now, they're merit based, so if you're a good student, you're probably stand a better chance of attaining a scholarship, but you don't have to be the very best. We look at the overall picture of a student, and the round image of a student. We look at all of your attributes, all of your experience, and then we offer them regularly on a monthly basis. So lots of scholarship options for you. Now the scholarships wouldn't cover the entire cost of your studies, but they would cover part of it. So it's a nice way to have some of your costs covered. I would definitely recommend that anyone applying for BSB definitely applies for the scholarship options at the same time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so Christy here is asking about deadlines. When does it start? When do I have to apply?
So we are looking at September intake. We basically, because things have been a little bit, normally we have quite strict deadlines in terms of applications, because it's been a bit of a tricky couple of years for everyone. We are being a little bit more flexible with the deadlines. But I would say now, basically from now until the end of June is when we will receive the majority of our applications for the upcoming academic year. So I would say if you're looking to apply for this coming academic year, then you should be thinking about it now and over the next few months. Probably have in your head a deadline of sort of the end of June to make an application for this coming year, starting in September.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Here someone is asking if you, let me reformulate the question. Okay, so if they started the bachelor's in their country, can they finish it on BSB, or would they have to start from scratch?
So really it depends on what they're studying, and it would depend as well on their grades, but it is possible. And we have had lots of students who transfer in, and we try to facilitate that as much as possible. So we want to make your journey as easy and carefree and flexible as possible. So I would say yes, it's definitely possible. However, this is evaluated on a case-by-case basis. So we would need to sit down, look at exactly what the course that the student was studying, where they were studying, see if we offer a sort of a related field, a related course on our end, and certainly it's something that we would do everything possible to facilitate, and it's something that's been done quite regularly before, but it just depends on the subject, and of course your grades and what stage you're at. But please do inquire. I'd be happy to look into that for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Here, the students are very interested in these scholarships. So, what are like the scholarships based on? Experience or grades plus experience or just grades? How is that?
So it's a combination. I mean, essentially, the crux of it is they are merit based. So we're looking at grades. We're looking at academic transcripts. The student would need to make an application. So they would need to tell us what they've achieved in their studies or in their life. Excuse me. In general, to deem them a good candidate for the scholarship. So I would say it's largely merit based, but it's merit plus experience. We're looking for, as I said, we're not just looking to hand out prizes to the top students in the class. We're looking for well-rounded individuals who are going to bring something to the campus, to the rest of the students, who are going to enrich the culture there. So it can be academics, but it can also be, if you have a specialization in a certain sport, in an instrument, if you, I don't know, if you have certain achievements in your personal life that you're very proud of, that you think set you aside from the rest of the flock. We're looking for anything that sort of elevates you and makes you inspirational, I suppose, to other students. So we're open. I would say merit plus experience, a combination of the two. And really it would depend on how you convey that in the application for the scholarship. But I would be happy to coach students one-on-one who are looking to apply for that scholarship and do what we can to try and get them one.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patrick.
No problem.
We have reached the end, but I have two questions that I think that are very important.
Yeah.
The first one is if you have any postgraduate work permit there in France, any possibility for that?
Yeah, so there is by law, you are allowed to stay for 1 year after your course ends, right? Now that buys you quite a lot of time to sort of evaluate what you're doing, what direction you want to head in, whether you want to pursue more studies, whether you want to launch yourself into a career. However, it's very easy to extend this 1 year. I wanted to highlight that. Once you're in France, once you're studying in Dijon, it's quite once you're in France, it's very easy to extend it by more than 1 year. You can, for example, take a language course, and then you will be able to extend your student visa beyond that 1 year. You can apply for a job, and the workplace will sponsor you to stay for longer. So the point is, officially it's 1 year. Officially, you have 1 year from the end of your studies. However, that's very flexible. Once you're here, and we can help you with ways in which to. Oh.
You're okay. You're flick for. We're not okay now. Just 1 second, guys, so Patrick can get back to us. Just 1 second. Let's wait for him. Okay, I see him in the platform, so don't panic, anyone. He's coming back in just a second.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Maybe I'm not sure what happened. Some lightning struck my internet connection. Can you hear me okay now? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Great. So yeah, what the just to answer that question, the bottom line is, once you're in France, it's quite simple to extend that 1 year. You have 1 year by law, but once you're here, there are lots and lots of ways for you to extend it. So there will be no need for you to return to your country after that 1 year has passed, unless you really want to.
Perfect. And the last question for tonight, it's a very good one in my opinion. So, Here's this here saying there are a lot of business schools offering us the same as BSB. Why should we choose BSB? Why? What makes you unique?
Good question. Good question. I mean, yeah, as I mentioned, I think really one of the main selling points for BSB is the fact that, as you say, there are a huge number of business schools across France, across Europe, across the world offering similar business management related courses. What makes us different, I would say, are two things. One, the fact that we are much smaller than the majority of these business schools means that we are able to focus 100% on quality, on innovative ideas. We're able to focus on bringing in staff with really very specific expertise. And so the fact that we're smaller, a more boutique business school, if you will, means that we are able to really focus on the journey of the individual student. So we have all of the resources in place to offer you a bespoke service, to really sit down with you and say, what is it you want out of this degree? What is it you want out of life? Something that the larger business schools wouldn't have time or resources to do, just because of the sheer volume of their student population. Yeah, I would say that's one of them. And then I would say the other really unique selling point is the location. Being in Burgundy, being in France, being in the heart of Europe, being able to benefit from all of this wine tradition and history and gastronomy and access to a multitude of different countries and languages and landscapes in Europe also differentiates us. I can just see, I know that we're running out of time. I can just see quite a poignant question from
Oh
someone called
yes.
Barry in the chat. I would just like to say this should be possible, but leave it with me. I'm going to double check with the rest of my team and then reach out to you directly. So I think Carla will provide me with details of everyone who was here. So Barry, Boubacar, I'm going to come back to you directly on this. And if you'd like to make an application, hopefully it's not too late and we can squeeze you in. I'm sure that we can work some magic.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patrick, for taking the time to answer all the questions. If you
No problem.
also would like to share your contact information on the chat with the students, that would be
Yeah, of course.
great.
Yeah, I'll do that
And
now.
as Patrick said before, I'm going to send him all the information that you shared with us when registering, so he can be in touch with you, answering all your questions. And perfect. So we have reached now the end of this live session. I want to thank everyone for joining us, for taking a little bit of your day and sharing it with us. I hope that this live session was super beneficial for you, and I hope that you apply to BSB. It's an amazing institution, so please contact Patrick so he can tell you everything about it and about the program that you're interested in a more personal way. And thank you, everyone, and thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing everything with us.
Thank you, Carla. This has been amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody listening. Thank you for your time. I wish you all a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. And please don't hesitate to contact me. I put my email in the chat. I'm at your disposal.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
There's the email on the chat, so please send your questions. And I hope to see you, everyone, very soon. See you next
See
time.
you soon, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye now. Bye.
Bye-bye.